Feeling a lot better. No pain, but just taking it slow.
What can you do now as far as rehab and things like that, or are you not at that stage yet?
Pretty much sit at a 120 degree angle, pretty much like in a reclining chair. So that's about it.
For a guy that's had basketball part of his life, how different has the last few weeks been for you, not being able to kind of be able to do what you've been able to do?
It's been really different. Actually, I haven't been doing anything besides Twitter and playing video games and catching up on movies. That's about it.
Sort of like thumb injuries?
No arthritis in the future, but no thumb injuries.
Did the doctors tell you this should solve all your back problems, or is there potential that?
Yeah, no long-term limitations. I should be good for the rest of my life.
Did you have an idea this was coming over the last year and a half or so, that this was?
I didn't think I didn't think it was going to come this fast. Maybe 2 to 3 years later down the line, but that's what NBA season do to you. Long season. You're gonna have a couple knick-knack injuries. My knick-knack injury turned into surgery, so I'd rather have it now than later.
What was your knick-knack injury? When did you tweak your back to lead to this?
November 30th, 2011, against Duke University. That's when.
And how about recently, before the surgery?
Nothing.
Did you do anything during a game that made it a little more sore? Or?
Well, I mean, I wasn't having back problems. It wasn't sore. Nothing was bothering me. Against Sacramento, came out. All of a sudden, I jumped, went to go for a rebound, came down kind of funny. My back went out. So that's when we made the decision the next following day when I was in excruciating pain to have surgery.
And what was your reaction when you just had become a starter, and then like a couple of days later you're having back surgery?
It was a sign of relief to get it over with, get everybody out my face about my back. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, did you use the rehab time? What have they told you about rehab, the length?
I haven't asked yet. I'm kind of letting the doctor just tell me what I can do now. Future, we have all the time in the world.
Was there any consideration for having this before the draft while you're at Ohio State? Because you mentioned that you first back against Duke in November 2011.
No, not really.
Did you get a sense that it might be something that you'd have to deal with at some point long term? At that point?
Yeah, we knew at some point in time, we have to deal with it, but not quite as soon. But I mean, like I said, it's a blessing to have the back surgery early while I'm young and muscles are still working.
What did they do specifically?
Pretty much removed the herniation from my nervous system. That was where the disc was bulging into my nervous system. Removed it and placed it back, and now I'm just sitting around waiting for it to scar up, the disc to scar up and be in place.
How difficult is it to sleep and things like that?
It's not difficult at all. Sleeping is the least of my worries at this point. So I'm sleeping like a baby at night.
Can you drive a car?
Yeah, I can drive a car.
Well,
Very well. No accidents yet.
How much are you, Rondo, and Barbosa, like speaking, now Barbosa, all three of you out of the season, are you guys helping each other out at all? Or?
I mean, I know me and Rondo helped each other out. This is this is the first time having surgery. So pretty much he was asking questions, what I did, how did I handle the pain, and all that stuff. I just, pretty much gave him what I did and how it helped me minimize the pain. And so obviously I didn't have a severe injury like Rondo or Barbosa, but the time that I was in the hospital really helped me out to help them out.
Do you expect to be ready to go for the start of next season?
Yes.
And in your mind, do you think you'll be better than ever because you have this back problem behind you? You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Actually, in the long term, I think I'll come back better. just because with the back problems, I had limitations of, doctor told me, with the 2 discs being herniated, it was only making my legs weaker. So hopefully that's a sign that I might be able to get off the ground more than 2 inches. So.
Well, this was excruciating pain, like you said, but I mean, can you describe it at all? I mean, what was that night like when you said just overnight? What was that pain?
The next day I couldn't walk. The only reason I walked was off of pure determination to get to the hospital. And that's about it. So hopefully that puts the image in y'all's eyes.
One of the things that Doc talked about shortly after injury was that with guys like you, guys like Lynn Davis, being inactive, there's a tendency for just weight to just add up. Are you looking to do anything as far as to maintain whatever your diet regimen is to keep your weight relatively close to where it's at now?
Hire a chef, and have a nutritionist, so that way you can calculate up calories for the right amount to keep my body weight either down or up or around the same weight.
Do you have limits onto cardio work right now, or in the near future?
No cardio work as of yet.
Were you, when you first kind of, the injury flared up again, were you thinking, okay, this is it, or did that kind of come up the next day? It seemed like you came to peace with the season-ending back surgery pretty quickly, that, okay, if this is going to be a problem, have it rather than try to rehab, maybe come back later on this season.
Pretty much I just came in peace and realized that my season was over. And it actually helped me out in the long run. It's going to help me out in the long run just because having it now, having my feet wet in the NBA and understanding what the NBA lifestyle is as far as, you know, having back-to-backs, playing in Boston and going to another city the next day, it helped me out tremendously.
Was it a surprise when the doctors came to you and said, we think you should have the surgery? Did you kind of have in your mind that morning when you're having trouble walking?
No, they didn't come in saying we think you should have it. They came in and said we're going to have it.
Oh, okay. So playing through it was never a consideration?
No, I never thought about playing through it when I knew I couldn't wake up the next morning and walk. And pretty much, had to walk off of pure determination. So.
Were you playing with much pain all before the Sacramento game at all this season? It didn't really affect you back throughout the season?
No. It was one of those freak injuries.